Okay, so let us start with the session. What are we waiting for? So let's start with the quick introductions. So can you both give your introductions a little bit about your profession? Trupti, you can go first, and then Rishabh Bhaiya.
Sure. So my name is Trupti. I'm a designer and an educator from Mumbai. I did my bachelor's in textile design from NIFT Mumbai, and I've also done my Teach for India fellowship. I'm currently working with DMARC CFR's team, heading their reading program across 200 government schools in Mumbai. I love sipping chai, making paper boats, reading and doodling, and of course traveling. Over to Rishabh.
Thanks, Sapri. And I'm Rishabh Khaneja. I'm from Bombay. And professionally, I'm working with Lead School, which is an edtech startup based out of Bombay. I'm a storyboard artist. Yeah, and but as like Trupti, even I have worked with Teach for India. I've done the fellowship here in Bombay, and I've also worked in DMart. Trupti was my manager there. So yeah, we go a long way. Right now with Pencil Bricks, I'm writing stories for the essential skill builder program that we have just started. And uh, other than work, I am into biking and writing stories and reading books. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. I'm sure that audience must have got little idea about you. And we will know a lot of today in the live session. I have a question for you both. What role did storybooks play in your childhood? We can start with Rishabh Bhai and maybe we can move on to Tripti.
Thanks, Abhishek. Uh, Frankly, I never read storybooks until I was in high school, but I was around stories for the most part of my childhood, and I owe it to my dadi, my grandmother. So whenever my grandmother used to come home or I used to visit my grandmother, she used to tell me a lot of stories of mostly of religious nature, but also like Panchatantra, Jataka tales. So I have grown up around stories, but never around storybooks. But yeah, essentially they are the same things. And storybooks enlightened my world since I was a child. They brought me new perspectives. They like when my dadi used to narrate those stories to me. I used to think of those worlds, and I think that it is from that point that curiosity of exploring new places and meeting new people and just being open to new experiences, that seed was sown because of those stories. So I feel that yeah, storybooks are essential from a very early part of one's life.
I think, yeah, even I wasn't a very avid reader since a child, but I've always been quite fascinated by books. I was one of those kids who would be drawn to illustrations and just, stare at the cover, trying to imagine what the story would be like, and just, come through all the pages to look at the visuals and try to get the sense of what the story will be like before even like I began reading it. So I think, yeah, that is where I was drawn to it. And I think stories or just storybooks, they build a lot of visualization within me while exposing me to new ideas, thoughts, or just new worlds altogether that I wasn't familiar with. And I think as a person, stories have made me more aware, more observant, imaginative, curious, and moreover, more empathetic of others.
So thank you both of you for sharing your, relation with storybooks and how you both are connected to it or not, basically. So this question for you, Trupti. So there is a common belief that stories are about fairy tales. So I would like to know: do you think that stories or storybooks can go beyond fairy tales?
So I absolutely do. Even though fairy tales push for a lot of imagination, I personally feel they tend to be very limiting in a lot of ways. I have always been drawn to books beyond fairy tales, which were more realistic, which were more relatable. I think as a reader, books that broaden my perspective or make me a better version of myself by imparting some kind of knowledge, skill, or value in itself. I think the books that have a harmony between both imagination and realness tend to be more relatable, even to us as adults, me personally, and also to the kids. I think when kids find the characters very relatable, the setting very relatable, they automatically engage more with the stories. And yeah, it can be definitely beyond what the story is. It can be a lot more about the skills, about the knowledge, or about just new perspectives.
Absolutely, it can be beyond fairy tales, and especially it could be skills as well. Rishabh Bhaiya, I have a question for you. How do you think everyone can be a storyteller?
That's a really nice question, Abhishek. Thanks. I believe that everyone already is a storyteller. In fact, I think we are born storytellers, but we are nurtured into becoming something else when we grow up because of how the society expects us to be. If you would have noticed, if you observe young children or your nephew or nieces, they catch the smallest of details and events and narrate them in the most beautiful and profound way with adding their own details and their mirch masala when they are telling it to their friends or family. Even if even if it's not correct to the detail, even if it's their imagination, but how they narrate it with the excitement and that zeal of telling a story or just narrating an event to someone. I think that is essentially storytelling, right? Even in our age, if we maybe if we travel somewhere, we experience something in our life and we narrate it to our friends and family, that is essentially storytelling. How how we can nurture that talent within us, I feel, is just using this. I mean, I feel stories are not written on paper, they are written here. When we for to be a better storyteller, my belief is that we have to isolate ourselves from our own selves. Like when we are going through life, when we are going through our daily events, we have to like think of our own life in a third person's perspective and see ourselves as an observer of the things that are happening around us. So when you tend to see life that way, whatever is happening in your life, they not become events in your life but stories. So I think observation for me, and just a keen sense of detailing for everything that is going on around me, maybe the films that I'm watching, the friends that I'm speaking to, their own stories. So my belief is that stories make stories, and the more you observe your own life and everything that is happening around you, the better a storyteller you can become. Yeah.
That's a beautiful answer, Bhaiya. And I can see that Mansi is also agreeing with me. And I can see lots of appreciation. So thank you everyone for engaging with us. And if in between you have any question that you want to ask Bhaiya or Didi, so make sure to, just add into the comment section, and Trupti ji and Bhaiya will be happy to answer. So let's move on to the next question, Bhaiya. So, as we know, our program focuses on building essential skills through storybook, and you have been working on it. So, in your journey of writing these stories, what's your most memorable moment till now?
Uh, Writing a story process full of a lot of nuances and steps within it. So, especially for the kind of stories that we are writing, which is affiliated with a skills builder framework. So, just to quickly break down the steps before I answer your question, what I first do is I look at the theory first. What skill I'm supposed to add in the story. I spend some time with it, maybe a day or two. Once I get a full understanding of it, I tend to not think about the step, and then I go and think about events in my life as a child when I had a fun time, or events in a general child's life where they would enjoy or they would feel connected with or relatable with. Then I tend to think of those events, and then I join these two things together. So in between all these events, it roughly takes around 2 to 3 weeks to just go from point A to point Z. And there are many eureka moments, when you're sitting and you're thinking of an idea and it doesn't strike you, but suddenly you will maybe probably washing your dishes or cleaning your room, and suddenly it will strike you. So those moments are, I feel, gift from nature. They are remunerations from nature for thinking or doing this. So that's one favorite moment. And the next favorite moment would be when the characters that I write on paper, when Trupti with her illustrations give them life and color. that is, I think, the most favorite moment for the writer. Seeing your characters live. It's like you're imagining everything in your head, the setting, the characters, how they look, how they'll feel, and then seeing those exact things coming alive. That's just such beautiful illustrations, full of color. So yeah, I always exclaim it to Trupti with the same excitement that thank you for bringing life to all my characters. And yeah, she does it wonderfully. So these are my two favorite moments.
Absolutely. That's so, wonderful that your stories come live when there are illustration. I want to ask you, Trupti, what is your, memorable and favorite moment?
I think I have too many to pick from, and I'm torn between two. But the first one I think was just a common team call that we had together when we got onboarded on this project. I mean, this was really started with a very novel idea of creating a series of books specifically about essential skills, which is not available right now. So I think that was very exciting, and I think that call wherein we realized that okay, it is a complex thing that we're taking up, but we need to also make sure that it's broken down well and it's equally fun and engaging for the kids. I think we just realized all of us were on the same page and we connected so strongly. I think that was a very beautiful moment for me, just to know that I'm part of something like this. Uh, and another would be yes, because my work starts once Rishabh already has a lot of things on paper, and then I need to just channelize all of those words into some kind of visuals, taking away from my own learnings or my observations of things around me. So I think those moments when I create something, I just draw something, even if it's a rough sketch, and Rishabh is like, this is exactly how I thought about it when I wrote. And I think that kind of connect and that kind of closing the loop of, the idea in the seed and then the idea of how it's coming out live, I think that is also really super special.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for answering that. And I can see how fascinating it is even while you're sharing your memorable moments. Vibha, is there any question you would like to ask that has not been addressed, or any question from the audience?
I cannot see any questions yet, but if anyone have any questions from the audience, so they can ask and feel free to ask about anything. Yeah.
Let's open the space for us as well, like what question we would like to ask each other. Even you, Trupti and Rishabh, you want to ask something to each other that could help our audience to know more about storytelling. Or anything you want to share with
Yeah.
the audience.
Discussed.
We were not able to
Okay.
hear. Yeah.
I have a question for Abhishek and Vibha. Asking the same question that you asked. What do you think? Like, what role did storybooks play in your childhood? Maybe in a line or two.
I didn't hear your question, Bhaiya.
Hi, Vibha. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm asking that what role did storybooks or just stories in general play in your childhood? Maybe in a line or
So
two.
actually, never read any like storybook kind of thing because the time when I born, I guess the fashion of comics book was gone. But actually, I have like I have seen lots of cartoons in my childhood, and I would say that's also a way of storytelling. So I would say that those stories really helped me to form my opinions on things, like the way I think, the way I want to become like my superheroes in that sense. So I guess that way it really helped me to form my opinions and somehow shaped me into the person that I am today, and I'm sitting right here. So I think that's the role storybooks played in my life, yeah, in my childhood.
Nice.
Thanks, Viva. Wonderfully answered.
Yeah, and for me, I think storybooks, actually novels, I read, I love reading novels. So whenever I am facing any problem in my life where I am not having that exposure to understand what that problem is or how do people react to that problem, I think I go to novels, I go to stories and try to understand how did this person try to, solve this issue or how was this. For example, I remember my ninth grade when I was learning about discrimination and how our society is built in stereotypes, and I was also trying, facing in some or the other way. I used to be very distorted from the society, so I remember reading the book The Dark Room by R.K. Narayan, where I was learning about this woman and then how she struggles with her husband. And such stories really helped me out to understand what I have not been experienced. So for me, storybooks is about just getting into another person and experiencing more and more into society, not actually being there but still experiencing it.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Abhishek.
sharing that,
Very beautiful
Abhishek.
insights.
And I can see one question for both of you. So it's from Mansi Chauhan, and I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing your name correct or not. So the question is, which character inspires you the most from the story books you read or wrote yourself?
That's a thinker.
I think that's a good question. I like the question though.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mansi.
that's a very interesting question. Thanks, Nancy. Tripti, do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. So I can't give spoilers right now because you have to read the story to understand the characters. But there's one particular character who will come in around story 4 or 5, and that particular character is my favorite because even these guys in the team they call me by that character. So why that character is my favorite is because he is quite a lost child, and he is very passionate about learning something which he is just fascinated by learning by reading about it or seeing it in media, but he still wants to pursue it. So this particular story, which is story number 4, it will come later, but the whole story revolves around how he manages to create a prototype of something that he's interested in, and how he just goes in his own like he's so passionate about it that he goes till all ends to like to be able to pursue it. He does not pursue it fully, but he's able to like take steps towards it. So yeah, I mean, even when I was writing this character, I thought a lot about my own journey here. So yeah, that character is my favorite. Yeah, Mansi, please tell me once you read the story and you find a character like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think from this series, I'll also go with the recent one. There's one particular character I relate a lot to. And yeah, the team again teases me that I put too much of myself in illustrating that particular character. I'm very biased to that particular character in terms of how I illustrate it. So, this particular character, she comes in story 1 as a supporting character, and I was so excited that Rishabh made her the main character in story number 2. So I just keep hoping that she has more and more comebacks because somehow I just can relate to what she heard. So again, yeah, once you guys read it, you can guess who that was.
I'm loving how you are not trying to reveal the story, but at the same time making it very fascinating to read. I am really looking forward when I will get to read this book.
Yeah,
Um,
me as well. Like now, I just want to read. I am really looking forward to read that section. But now there is one more question from Sonali. She is asking if you could only read one book for the rest of your life, which book would that be and why? And this is very tough one to choose one.
Exactly.
wow.
So, really deep
Hmm.
question.
Yeah. Hmm. I think I have the answer because I have been asked this question previously as well, and my answer stays the same. So there's this particular book named Siddharth, written by Hermann Hesse, and It's a very short book, like it's around 110 pages. I was of the mindset that the bigger the book, the more knowledge or perhaps epiphanies they, contain within them. And strangely enough, I did not buy this book. I found this book lying in a school library, and I am very interested in Gautam Buddha's journey, Siddharth's journey. So just by the name, I just I knew I had to read it. So I borrowed it by asking the teacher. And so when I read this book, it was just 110 pages. I finished it in a day or two. But even till today, when I think about that book and how much it has impacted me, it's a beautiful read. I suggest you all that you all should also read it. Yeah, I mean, it really changed my perspective about stories and how much a particular book or a very small story can have a impact on your life. I think it is because of that book that I pushed myself to explore writing more. Yeah, so that's my favorite book.
I think for
Thanks for the amazing question.
yeah. So I think for me, there are two books. I'm torn between both. One is The Essential Rumi. I think Rumi's books are very deep and meaningful, and I don't think I can ever say that I've finished reading it. Every time I reread it, it's a new discovery. The book is a journey on its own, and I think I would keep reading and going back to it. So that is one book that I would always have on my bookshelf to read forever.
This is so nice that she asked this question. I like have two new books to add to my wish list and read list. So thank you for asking that question.
Yeah. So this is the last question that we are taking from the audience. So this is from Harsu, and he's asking, what message are you trying to give to your story, and how do you think it can contribute to welfare of the society?
Pratik, you want to go first? Sorry?
I thought you were saying something.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't mind. So I think there's no message per se. It's not a preachy kind of storybook series, but I think the core of it is the skill that we are trying to build in young kids. Essential skills are absolutely very important to make for well-rounded human beings, and I think at that young age, if you're exposed to those skills and are able to build it within yourself, I think that's going to do wonders to them at a individual level, just making them better versions of themselves, making them more aware, more compassionate beings. And I think that is one outcome that we hope to achieve through these series.
To answer the same question, I think first of all, it's a brilliant question and it got me thinking, and I'll be thinking about it even after the live. But I would say, as a writer and a propagator of the content that the reader is going to read or the ideas that I've written in the book, I don't see myself in the position of making any change in the society through my stories because I believe to I truly believe that as a writer, once I've written the story and it's out there, it's not my story anymore so as to say. Like if I'm reading it, it's my story. But if suppose Abhishek is reading it, then how he perceives that story in his brain, then it becomes his story. What message, what information, what epiphanies he has through that story, it's his learning, right? And the same story when Vibha reads it, she'll have different epiphanies, different visualizations from the same story. So I don't take it upon me to, have any effect on anyone from the stories I write. In fact, it is such an interesting, journey for me to know from others what did they learn from my stories and what other nuances did they see in my stories. So yeah, I think that is the biggest driver for me to write stories and forth my ideas. Yeah.
That's a very interesting aspect that you shared. Thank you so much for asking that question. I think that was a very important question for a life. And if you want to know more about this program, do make sure to follow Pencil Bricks because we would be coming up with more details about the program. So keep following us. You will get to know more about the program. And finally, we are at the last stage where I want to show gratitude to everybody who has joined us in and has engaged so greatly. I can see life starting with compliments to Rishabh Bhaiya and now ending with such intellectual questions from the audience. So it was such a wonderful conversation and discussion that we had today. Thank you, Trupti Di and Rishabh Bhaiya, for coming here.
Thank you, Abhishek, and for hosting so beautifully and asking the
Thank
questions.
you both of you, and thank you the
Thank you
audience.
so much.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Thank you,
Good luck.
Gaurav.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Ravia.